Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, I'm sad that most of you didn't move up because there was a $100 bill under one of these chairs that most of you didn't get. I'm kidding. Don't rush down here now. Dr. Mahon's got it, okay? But I just would like to invite you today on the special occasion here at Gordon College. Immediately following the ribbon cutting ceremony, I invite you to come be a part of touring our new Smith Hall, the future home of Gordon School of Education, okay? At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Max Burns.
Welcome. Well, I am just so delighted that you took the time this afternoon to join us for an absolutely fantastic occasion. This is my first opportunity to cut a ribbon on the Gordon campus, and it could not be more appropriate that we are reopening the classic education building at Gordon. It has been here, as you know, for years and years, and if you kind of check the records, Rhonda did a little research, and if you check from 1939 to 1940, when Barnesville, the city fathers at Barnesville, partnered with the college to equip the original facility, they took the magnificent sum of $10,000. And they built a biology lab, they built a chemistry lab, they put all the desks in it, they put special projectors. Wonder if they had candles, I don't know. I'm not sure. Special projectors, and of course, the absolute marvel of the day, a typewriter. Because you had to have technology in education, even in the 30s and 40s. But we're really excited about that. And again, the city fathers, in partnership with the institution, they brought this building to life. One of the most historic buildings on our campus. The Smith family played such a critical role, not only in the development of Barnesville and the manufacturing and the industries that were here at the time, but they partnered in education. And we're so glad to have many members of the Smith family with us today. If you're a part of the Smith family, and Trey is, right? Great. How many greats? I don't know. You know, when you have a name like James Paul Varner III, it's a very distinguished name, also known as Trey. But a descendant of the Smith family. If you're a part of the Smith family, would you let us acknowledge you? You're a member of the Smith family. I know you're here. Come on, guys. There you go. We are so very proud that you're a part of this occasion. We have a representative of the Smith family, which all of you know. Judge E. Byron Smith is with us today, and we'd like to ask Judge Smith if he'll come and share some thoughts about the legacy and the contributions of the Smith family.
All right.
Judge Smith?
All right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right.
Hold your applause until I get through. I want to thank President Burns for inviting us and the honor that we bestowed on us for generations past. To characterize your two brothers, Milton Wallace, and that's Miss Betty Crawford's grandfather, and my grandfather were different individuals. My grandfather was Class A personality, and Milt Smith was a Class B personality. But it didn't make any difference. They both contributed a lot. But my granddaddy, in the buggy factory, all the people that worked in it, all 300 of them, or however many there were, said that when Uncle Milt came through the plant, they said, well, don't worry, that's Pokies coming. But when Mr. Smith, my granddaddy, and Miss Rebecca's granddaddy came through, they said, better look busy. Here comes High Stepper. They called it, the nomenclature that stuck with them all their lives pretty well characterized their different personalities. remodeling Smith Hall or refurbishing it. I've got some friends back here that said they've done that and they did a marvelous job. But looking at some of us, we could use some remodeling too.
Amen.
But my granddaddy graduated from Gordon in 1882. His wife, Willie Hunt, in 1884. I think I'm the only living alumni, maybe cutting back in the same way. But my mother and father, my grandmother Smith, my grandfather Smith, my grandmother Cook, and my grandfather Cook all graduated from Gordon. And all those, of course, before 1890. So we're like back a long way with Gordon. Just a few words about my grandpapa. He died 2 years before I was born. I expect Miss Betty and Miss Rebecca are the only ones that remember him and can tell you more stories than I could ever tell because mine are hand-me-downs. But these were his vocations. And when I read this, it was absolutely amazing. I don't know how in the world he had time to have children. But he had the buggy business, the largest in the South. It was manufactured between 10,000 and 20,000 vehicles a year and imported them all over the world. He had the business block uptown from the First National Bank, the old bank, all the way down to the Baptist Church. He had coal works. He had pecan farms, 3 of them. Somebody wrote an article in the newspaper he didn't like, so he bought it. He got upset with somebody in the funeral business. He bought the funeral home. And he went to Minnesota and trained as an embalmer. And they said he would leave the bank and put on his embalming clothes, go to the funeral home, embalm people, come back to the bank and loan money. He obviously loved this school probably as much as anybody ever had. He co-founded the First National Bank in 1902. Served as its president from 1917 until the day of his death in 1940. He was chairman of the Board of Deacons at the Baptist Church for 46 years. He was chairman of the Board of Trustees at Gordon College, or Gordon Institute at that time, for 37 years. He was twice or 3 times mayor of Barnesville. He was on the aldermanic council for any number of years. He was president of the Georgia Baptist Convention. He was president and chairman of the formation of the Georgia Baptist Hospital. He was a Shriner, a Mason, worshipful master, Shriner in Macon, and was a donator to multiple charities all over the state of Georgia and other places. He was fathered 6 children, the youngest of whom was my dad, Walter B. Smith, Jr. He sent his children to school, every one of them, except my father, did not finish the University of Georgia, but and my Uncle Jack died training for football to play at the Naval Academy. My oldest aunt graduated from Smith College in Massachusetts. My oldest uncle, Joseph Hunt Smith, was starred in football at Cornell University, was part of that Ivy League team. My Aunt Annie Kate and my Aunt Ruth and my Aunt Sarah, 2 of them graduated at Converse College and the other one at Short. So he knew the value of education, and he harped upon it daily. It's a pleasure for me to recount some of that, and I especially, there's one other person that I need to acknowledge, and that's Peter Banks. And I'm going to tell you something. If it wasn't for Peter's perseverance, his stamina in getting this place to be Gordon, there's no telling what would be here right now. If it wasn't for his political influence and what he did to keep Gordon here. It might be an empty field. Instead, we've got a glorious campus with a lot of good people, wonderful teachers, wonderful alumni, and it's a pleasure for me to be a part of it. Thank you for listening. Hope we enjoy the tour of the building. Thank you.
Amazing history. You know, it is hard to believe the transformation at Gordon since the 1800s and the changes that have come, and we certainly want to honor our past, but we are so proud of the present and we look forward to the future. You know, Trey is of our current generation of graduates. He'll graduate in, how long? May? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Who's counting? I don't know. May 11th, 8:30, right here. We want you to join us. But Trey will graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in early childhood education. All right. That's great. One of the first bachelor's degrees that Gordon was given an opportunity to offer. Now we're at 7 and counting. We look forward to the future. Trey and his cohort didn't have the privilege of enjoying this new facility, but his colleagues who follow him will, and they will enjoy an absolutely pristine environment, a quality environment to help build graduates in education that will stimulate and motivate and prepare the future leaders of Middle Georgia. And we're really, really proud of that. I want to ask Dr. Michael Mahan. Dr. Mahan is the division chair currently of the Division of Education, and his faculty will be in this building. And Trey, if you'll join us, Judge Smith, if you'll join us, we're going to have a ribbon cutting. There's some nominal pair of scissors here somewhere. Pretty big. All right. Absolutely. Come on, gang. All the Smith family. If you'll come join us. This is going. Pull it down. Can you come up?
All right.
Now this is called photo opportunity, and we only get one shot because once it's cut, it's cut. Okay. Judge Smith, if you come on, Trey. Trey. Yeah, tighten it up just a bit. Now pull it back out. There you go. Pull it back. There we go. Now hold on. Now I need to get all the members of the Smith family, if you can, get your hand on this thing. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. Get in here. Come on, Trey. This is gonna be tough. All right. All right. Everybody got to look first. Hey! Thank you. All right, that's right. I'm going to share that with Dr. Mahan. Let me thank you for coming. Let me thank you for helping celebrate the next chapter in Gordon's progress. Let me invite you to come into this beautiful building. I hope you will find things that help you remember the past. I believe we have a lone portrait of Mr. Smith, Walter B. Smith. And I also believe we have a caricature of Mrs. Bush, Miss Marion. How many of you remember Miss Marion? There you go. Well, check out her office and see who might be there. Please join us.